The Nintendo Entertainment System is one of my favorite consoles to collect for, and honestly that's probably because I can find so many games that are cheap, and I have about 200 to 300 games, and usually what I try to do nowadays is if I find a game that I don't have and it's under $5, I'll definitely pick it up and at least play it. But there's some very, very expensive games on the system, and that's what we're talking about today. So in this video, I've got a bunch of games we were talking about that are really, really expensive, so let's go ahead and check them out. I figured we should probably start off with something that was not as expensive, but still is actually kind of worth a lot of money. And the first one we're starting off with is Contra. Now, yes, this is a game that is well known on the NES, and there are a ton of copies of this available, and so I wanted to start with that because I feel like this was easily obtainable. And the first one, loose on price charting for Contra, is $30, and if you have it complete, it is $193. Contra is one of those games that I feel like is basically a staple in your collection if you have an NES. So when I saw this for $30, I knew it had to be talked about because it's just one of those games that's so awesome and amazing, and it's definitely well worth picking up. And next we are talking about Rainbow Island. Now this is a fun game to play, and honestly, if you haven't played it, you definitely should because it is a very much fun and totally well worth it. But if you have this loose, currently on price charting, this is worth $37 or $75 complete. So that's a pretty good deal, and I feel like it's a fun game to pick up as well. This next one is a really good game, and I've actually got a story to go along with it. Now, first off, it is Super Mario Bros. 3, and honestly, if you don't have this in your collection, like, do you even have an NES collection? But I ended up finding this for $3.93 at a thrift store because they thought it was a VHS. It was a game, and it was complete, thankfully. And this game, loose on price charting, is $43, but if you have this game complete, it is $62, which is totally amazing. I spent $3.93, and it's worth $63. That is absolutely mind-blowing and crazy to me. Now, continuing on, we've got yet another heavy hitter. We've got Mega Man, just the original, and honestly, if you haven't played a Mega Man game, you definitely should. So much fun, spawns so many amazing games, and honestly, if you have it this loose, you're looking at $65 on price charting, or if you have this game complete, $377, which is absolutely ridiculous. And honestly, this is such an amazing game and fun game. You should definitely have it in your collection, but the price is kind of up there. It's much more expensive than I thought it would be. I was thinking maybe like 40 to 50 bucks because this is such a great game and there are so many out there, but this is getting expensive. The next two games are very expensive games, and I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to include them or not, but I figured I might as well. They're in my collection. First off is Lolo 3. I actually don't remember playing this. Maybe I played this when I got it, but I haven't played this game in a long time, so I don't really have much to say about it. But if you have this game, it is worth $71, which blows my mind. And if you have this game complete, it's only $94, so it's like 20 bucks more to have it complete. But some of these games on this list, they're like double, almost triple the value if you have it complete. This one, not so much. The next game we are talking about is an interesting game, to say the least. The cover art is absolutely amazing, and that is Uninvited. I saw this on the list. I knew I had it. I knew I had to talk about it. This game, oh my goodness, it's just crazy that this game is going for $75 right now on price charting, which is absolutely blowing my mind. And it's again one of those games that it's not worth much more if you have it complete, and that is $107. So I feel like getting this box is probably worth it because it's not much more, but it's definitely crazy to see these two games be so cheap with the complete version not much more or the games are so expensive, but the box version is pretty cheap in comparison. And this next one I've talked about before on the channel, but I wanted to talk about this a little bit more, and that is Bucky O'Hare. I picked this up a while back when I was actually out of town. I went and visited my parents, and I saw this at a game store for $90, and I immediately picked it up because it was like $110 around that time. But now it is worth $140 or complete $440. And this blew my mind. This game is an amazing game. The price is going up and up, it seems like, and I'm quite shocked that I got it for such a great deal, but it's still expensive. I feel like that's probably a pretty good list, but you guys didn't think that's where I was gonna end off yet, did you? I've got one more game I really think I need to talk about here. And it's a game I don't like to talk about too much just because it is worth so much and people are always like, oh, you got this, you're bragging. I don't want to brag, and I don't want this to come across that way, but I will state that this game is worth a lot of money. So I have to show it off in this video because it is what it is. And that's little Samson. You see it, it's in a protective case, or like a protective bag, I guess, and this game is worth a lot of money. And if you have it loose, it is worth $1,400, which is crazy, and I feel like this is a game that everybody once wanted to have and all that. I ended up stumbling upon it and got kind of lucky, but it's worth a lot of money. I didn't pay $1,400, obviously, but it is well worth a lot of money. And if it's complete, it's $3 grand, which I almost have. I have the box, but I need the manual. So the manual is looking like $475, and the box is about 600 bucks. So say 600 bucks plus 1,400 bucks. This game is worth $2 grand in the condition I have it in, and it's really good. So I don't want to brag. Please don't think this is a brag, but this is in my collection. So there you have it. There are some expensive games on my game shelf from the NES that I have, that I've collected over the years. Now, most of these games I did not pay anywhere near retail for, so those prices that I gave to you are what they're currently worth, but I didn't pay that much. So if you want a part 2, I'm kind of working on a stack over here. But if you want a part 2, comment down and let me know. But that's all I've got. Peace.